In the big Bilge Tank, we'll keep you in the know. In the big Bilge Tank, we'll fix your techie woes, and we'll break things and we'll make things so we're all together raking, and we'll raise a cup of grog down in the big Bilge Tank. In the big Bilge Tank, come and join our pirate crew. In the big Bilge Tank, we will show you what to do. And we'll hack it till we crack it, and we'll tell the world about it and forget to tidy up. That's why it's now a Bilge Tank.
So, hello and welcome to Bilge Tank number 85. That makes us 15 away from 100, doesn't it?
Yeah,
Our
15 away from the century.
Phil
does maths.
Episode. I do maths. Yes!
Yeah.
Yes!
Cool. So we're here on the slightly later time of Friday. There are a number of factors for this.
We're a bit late.
We're going to Pie Wars this weekend, so we've had to prepare for that. And things have, as always, have been kind of chaos and wonderment at Pirate Towers.
Yeah.
And we also had a lot of hummus yesterday.
Yeah. More than
I think my body was, rather than being 60% water, it was 60% chickpea.
All good.
Which has interesting
It never
effects.
looks like much, but it gets the benefit.
Yeah.
It's quite a wide tub, and there's a good layer. Yeah.
Creeps up on you.
And falafels as well, just like, I think they expand to about 4 times their size.
Once you actually eat them, yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah. Right, what have we got today?
Food, man.
we have lots of new products.
Yeah.
So the first one is we have our
This is a new invisible kit, right?
Pirate brand plastic loot boxes, which are pliable polypropylene, which provides protection for portable parts of products, equipment and contraptions.
Yeah.
You can see Paul kind of ran out the P words at, like, towards the end of that, but
Yeah, they've still got P in them though. So,
I think you can get away with that.
so
Yeah.
these are you may have realised these are the boxes that are our new Pi Zero W kits come in. So they are, and they're also the same ones that the particle electron kits come in, and the sidekick component kit.
Similar, yeah.
So yeah, very similar. But
That's a custom.
with our lovely custom artwork on the front that Paul did.
Yeah, we made them functional. So we have this on the EST bags as well, things that we use a lot of, and that we want, we want just that to be that perfect kind of thing. We,
So they
tidied it up.
So they open up. They've got a nice sturdy clip on them that holds everything nice and secure. They've got a Euro hook on the top if you want to hang them up in your office or whatever on kind of like rack shelving or something like that.
Yep.
They're ideal for kind of like chucking in all kinds of things.
Apparently there's a hiss in our audio sound.
Yeah, we've been messing with the audio a little bit on the way to make it a lot better. Yeah. But frankly, if you can hear us,
Yeah, that's a good sign, right?
you're getting off lightly. Yeah. Should we just stop the show and just diagnose the audio for a bit, I think? Yeah. Yeah.
So
I think I've got the hiss button pressed, is that wrong?
No, unpress the hiss button.
Yeah. But we had a consultant in, which is our friend Rich from the Black Dog, if anyone knows their techno. And at some point we're going to upgrade so we kind of get rid of all the noise and we have good compressed audio, so we sound like beautiful caramel radio voices, even those of us who have like high-pitched kind of voices without the bass.
a lot of the noise is actually all the machinery that's down in the workshop, kind of down below us. That kind of seeps through to this room.
There is a definite extra nuance today though, which I don't know what that is.
Yeah.
But,
Anyway, we're going to carry on. Well, it's too late to do anything about it now. So
I love talking about it though, it's interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, people are just going to switch off though if we just talk about audio for too long.
Well, there's people out there, apparently they love the audio. So if they didn't want us to talk about it, they shouldn't have mentioned it.
Anyway, let's talk about new products. Ignore that. I think it was Brian.
It's a box, it's a good box.
Yeah,
buy the box. You can now buy the box.
Brian Corteil was joking about the fact that it's actually 500 centimetres cubed of Sheffield sea air, and you get a free box with it. So that's the
job.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah.
So today with a slight hint of chickpea as well. With
Yeah, don't mention that.
Yeah.
Cool. So that's that. We have a load of new Adafruit products. So we have a new version of the Feather, the Adafruit Feather. So the Feather is kind of like a range of different Arduino compatible boards that have various different chips on them. So there's the 32U4. This is the new Nordic NRF52. So that has Bluetooth 5.
Yeah, I don't know if Bluetooth 5's released yet, but it's Bluetooth 4 definitely, and capable of 5 certainly.
Bluetooth 5 compatible.
As soon as Bluetooth 5 is a thing, yeah.
But I mean, you can use this like any of the other Feathers and kind of upload Arduino code to it, and it should all just work.
Cool.
And it should work with like all of the Featherwing boards. So Adafruit have a load of Featherwings that are kind of like boards that plug onto the top of the various different feathers, like this.
Really nice ecosystem feather, actually.
Bit of close up, yeah.
Close up. Yeah, it's lovely. It's really they're
Apparently
really.
I can't do close up because it's switched off. But that's just a black screen. Yeah.
Okay, let's.
This is what happens when you try and make things better. I'm going to have a bourbon. A bourbon?
Bourbon.
I call them
Right.
bourbons.
Should be on now.
Let's be fancy.
Oh, there we go.
There we go.
Woo! We have close up. So that is the.
It's like a tiny Pi Zero. Have you got a Pi Zero to compare the size?
There we go.
It's so cute.
So yeah, they're really nice. They're really tiny. They have various different feather wings, which are the kind of add-ons that plug on top. So, so basically, you just put a couple of strips of female header onto the feather, and then male header on the feather wing, and it just sits neatly on top. So it's very similar to the way that Arduino shields would work. But obviously
the pins are spaced properly.
Obviously a lot smaller than the pins, yeah, nice. Yeah, so they have, this is the NeoPixel Featherwing. They have one with an OLED, they have, what other ones have they got? Well, they've got another one that we're going to show now actually, which is the Music Maker Featherwing. So this is basically got an onboard amp on it, with 3 watts amp, and you can use a 48 ohm speaker with it. Well, 2 speakers, it's stereo. We've just got 1 speaker connected up. This is one of our Piade speakers. It's got a micro SD card slot on it, and they have a demo that allows you to basically bung a load of MP3s onto the SD card, stick it in, and then it should just work. So let's try a demo of that.
I've got a suspicion that board will work on its own without even any kind of host microcontroller.
Yeah, I think it would actually.
One of those all-encompassing kind of sound trigger chips that just give you trigger pins and works like magic.
Right. So let's just. Oh, here we go. Wait for a few seconds. Here we go.
Full file system listing and everything on that. Very shiny.
Cool. So yeah, that's pretty cool. It also has. Let's unplug that. It also has MIDI capability, so you can use it as a MIDI device. Basically, you have to write some Arduino code to. You can do something like hook a load of buttons up to it and have them trigger MIDI, have them send MIDI messages, and trigger. I think I can't remember how many built-in effects there are, but you can basically trigger them as a kind of MIDI device, or presumably MIDI over USB as well if you have it connected up to the Feather.
Yep.
So yeah, so it's really neat, and it has a couple of kind of like solder pads on the back that you can bridge if you want to have it in MIDI mode. That's the MIDI one there. Yeah, so that's nice.
Cool.
Yeah.
What next?
What else do we have? Oh, there is the another Adafruit product, the Perma Proto Bonnet.
Okay.
Fat.
Bonnet.
Yeah,
Fat.
yeah.
Fat bonnet.
Fat bonnet.
Yeah.
We call them
With
fat
that,
bonnets.
I'm having a custard cream.
So let's get this out. So
Get a
this,
fat bonnet, lad.
so this comes as a kit like our fats do. So you have to solder the female header, and then basically just gives you like a prototyping area, similar to a breadboard. So it's got the 5 volt on the ground bust along the middle,
Okay.
and then either side it's got a kind of like regular kind of breadboard.
Can you see the tracks on the rear?
Yeah, you can.
There we go. Lays it all bare.
So you can see they're connected.
Basically, tiny breadboard.
Connected vertically, all of these holes here.
Yep.
And then they have various kind of handy stuff broken out on the side, like I squared C and serial and stuff like that. So yeah, so that's nice. If you have a specific project in mind, and you don't want to have a load of like spaghetti mess of jumper jerky going to a breadboard and all that kind of thing, then you can do it all on there and solder it all up kind of semi-permanently and then use that for your project. So if you have like analog sensors or something like that. Then
Superb.
yeah, so that's quite nice.
Yep.
Right, let's do the will we do the USB sound card next?
Yep.
Yeah, let's do that.
No, we'll continue letting you do all the work while we eat biscuits.
Yeah, these things have been hanging around for a while. They were useful, but they always kind of come from China, and the quality can be a bit variable. We got our hands on a range of USB gadgets, put them through their paces, and found the ones that weren't like utter carp. And that's how we've ended up with the USB microphone, which is basic but useful, and this USB input-output sound card. We've also got the speaker coming, which is pretty much identical to the one Adafruit have. I think the one we had was a bit noisy though, so we're kind of umming and ahhing about that, which is a nice USB speaker in form, but we think the electronics might be a bit naff. Anyway, this one's good. What
Yes,
does it have?
it has audio output and audio input.
And they're 3.5mm jacks.
They are, yeah,
Yep.
they're just standard 3.5mm stereo jacks.
Yep.
It just has a USB-A on the other end. I don't know if I can get it in shot here. It's this one here. It has a nice little ferrite doodah on
Yep.
the cable to
Technical term.
cut down interference.
Yeah, just make sure the signals get there, and it doesn't kind of get in the way of ports on your your i3.
So
So if you want your keyboard and mouse in there, it's yeah.
So let's do a little demo. I've got one of the pocket operators that we really like hooked up to this. So basically the way that you set it up is you just plug it in, and then if you go into the audio settings in the Raspberry Pi menu, or you can also do it through Alsa Mixer. But if you go into preferences and then audio device settings, then it should, if you go to the sound card kind of drop down menu, it should pop up as a USB plug and play sound device.
Yeah.
Yeah.
High tech camera feed.
So you can see there. It pops up, and then you can do things like set the levels for the output, for the microphone input.
Yeah. It says microphone, but it's actually just line level, really. I think, don't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
We should probably check that at some point.
let's. Oh, it says it's been unplugged.
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting. Some stuff.
We tried turning it off and on again.
Like demos, they're the best. This is just the latest Pixel, isn't it?
Yep.
From March.
Oh, that's interesting.
Where's it gone? Where's it gone? Have we killed it?
Totally disappeared.
Here it needs tweeting.
Yeah.
I'll just reboot.
Fixes everything.
Right, let's swiftly change plan. Let's do the while that's rebooting, let's do the. Let's have a look at this. This is the very lovely Adafruit Joy Bonnet, which is a fully assembled bonnet.
Fat bonnet.
For your Raspberry Pi.
Bonnet.
Oh, upside down. It has a little analog joystick, similar to the one you might get on a PSP or PS Vita or whatever. It has clicky tactile buttons. So it's got A, B, X, Y, select, start, and then a couple of tiny little ones up at the top that you could use as shoulder buttons or something. It's got a low profile header soldered on already, so it just pops onto your Raspberry Pi. Does that come back up, Phil?
Yes, but with no sound device.
Well,
that's
super reliable then. Go on, try plugging it directly in. See if that fixes it.
Yeah, I kind of need the keyboard to do anything with it.
Yeah, it's got 4 ports though. Hasn't it?
Yeah, if only you had extra ports.
Yeah.
I don't do that.
So in the meantime, we've got the bonnet booting into RetroPie, presumably.
I think we killed it.
Really? Oh man, back to the drawing board.
Let's just say SUSB. Mossart, I guess. Oh, no, it's not that. Extra down there. No, it's not.
So the Joy Bonnet's on a Raspberry Pi Zero, which takes an age to boot compared to the Raspberry Pi 3.
Yeah.
But we'll still, what'll it emulate? It'll emulate kind of NES, simple main games, but not kind of N64 or Neo Geo era.
It should do Mega Drive, Master System, that kind of thing. Yeah, it's the second one you want for.
Without the dot underscore.
Yeah.
Mac, madman.
Yeah, it was really easy to set this up. Basically just like burn RetroPie onto an SD card, boot it up, press F4 to go out to the terminal. Adafruit have got like a one-line installer to set it all up. It basically works the same way as our Piade hat in terms of emulating key presses through the GPIO. And yeah, it's really easy to set up. So
use a button.
Once you've done that, you just have to configure the controls, and then it should all just work.
Cool.
So apparently Joy Bonnet is out of stock.
Well, we got kind of a modest supply for day one, and they went unsurprisingly quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So congrats to everyone who actually got one.
Apparently I'm the worst Mario player that there ever was.
I think the Joy Bonnet has something to answer for there. The fat format is quite wee.
It is quite wee.
Yeah. But it's not about that.
Also, the video
factor.
feed has got quite a significant delay in control, so it's really, really hard to figure out what's going on.
Oh yeah, that will basically be the worst thing in the world.
That's a kryptonite.
Yeah. All you have to do is rewire your brain.
I need to be able to press the buttons.
Like 200 milliseconds before you want to do anything.
Yeah, so I need to be cognitive. What is it? Free cognitive. That's the one.
Pretty much. Yeah. I think Mario is quite predictable.
Jump higher.
Yeah.
Ah, no. Oh.
To be fair, you do the same on Breath of the Wild, right? Breath of the Wind,
Yeah,
Breath of the Wild.
Damn it! Yeah.
Breath of the Wild.
I don't know. My brain just totally became incompatible with the controls.
Right, we're back in business.
Almost overnight, and I have no idea why.
Okay, it's all right. Sandy's vamped for us. We've vamped for Sandy.
Yay.
Cool. So what you got there, Sandy?
Yeah, so if now it's all set up. If I start, so that's basically the audio out from the pocket operator.
Yep.
Is going into the USB sound card, and then the output is connected up to this little Bluetooth speaker.
It's actually just using the 3.5mm jack.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. There's also a 3.5mm jack on the back.
Yep.
So now if I start playing on this, here we go. So that's routing the audio out through the USB sound card and then, well, in through the USB sound card and then back out.
Cool.
And you can obviously record the audio. So you basically just type A record and then you have to specify the device. We've got instructions on the products page about how to actually record with it.
Yep.
But let me just do a little demo of it recording. Ooh, help. Sucks.
How you doing there? You brain shifted yet? No. Cool. So you're just working out the parameters there? Yeah. Somebody's asking what's the best software to run on the pirate radio? Are we still recommending Magpie or is Volumio caught up yet?
Yeah, I mean,
Getting there.
yeah, Volumio is probably, in theory it's possible to get it working, but probably not permanently. And if you try to do anything kind of out of the ordinary with it, like change the volume in Volumio itself or whatever,
It all goes a bit
then it will
pear-shaped.
basically all just collapse. That's why we came up with the kind of like easy installers for Mopedy, which lets you do Spotify, AirPlay streaming from your mobile phone or the internet radio. So with the internet radio, you basically just run the installer, it sets everything up, and it will stream radio stations that you specify in /boot. And we have a few that are kind of preloaded, like Slay Radio, Planet Rock, various
The random
other
radio
things.
stations I picked for the
Display
.WK, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, can we show the
Back
command
on.
line there
Yeah.
on the camera?
So, let's get this. So
Just
it's
about read that.
That's A record and then /TMP. Now, this is something that I discovered. If you try to record to anywhere other than /TMP, then basically you have trouble with kind of like, I don't know, kind of, yeah, kind of like throughput in
You're
the
writing to
recording,
a-
and it'll kind of cut off.
Real file
Um,
system rather than to RAM. Yeah.
Exactly, it'll cut off at kind of like random intervals. So the best way to do it is to record to /TMP and then transfer that file somewhere else once you've recorded it.
Mm-hmm.
So if I start that recording, ooh.
Live demos on a Friday
Oh,
morning.
I know what it is. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, you got it.
Right, so that's recording now. If I start playing on the pocket operator again,
So while Sandy's doing that, somebody asked, can the Pi output audio via Bluetooth? I did get that working with a Bluetooth speaker very early on the Pi 3, and it was a pain with Blues. That's to uninstall and reinstall the Bluetooth system a lot. So I don't know where it is now. Things might have improved a bit, but it's theoretically possible. The Bluetooth will output audio to a Bluetooth device.
right, so that's now recorded.
Okay.
So now if I do aplay -D, which is for device, and then plug HW:1, so that's the USB device.
Okay.
And then if I just tell it where the file is, so /TMP/recording,
Cool.
and then press enter.
Hey! Whoa, that actually worked. Yeah,
There we go. So yeah,
yeah,
so it's
works.
yeah,
And that's like a £5 for that. So it's very handy.
yeah.
Yeah. It's not your all singing, all dancing DAC, but it's a very useful thing to have in
And
your Pi.
Combine this with...
So there was, I think a couple of days ago, there was an Amazon Alexa example, like completely on the Raspberry Pi. So basically, your Raspberry Pi emulating an Amazon Echo.
Yep.
and this USB sound card would be ideal for that because you can plug in a microphone and a speaker.
We also have the USB mic as well.
Yeah,
don't
we've got the
If you
mini
just want the
USB
input.
mic.
Yeah, but we haven't tried that with speaker fat yet.
No.
Which would be interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's ideal for all that kind of like audio input, like recording, or if you just want to like record music, something like that.
Yep.
I was going to say it'll be useful for recording samples, so if you have your drum hat set up
Yeah.
and you wanted to
Yeah.
go, boom, then you could do that.
Yeah. But you do that anyway, don't you? You just press the buttons and
Just
make
the
sounds.
sound myself.
Yeah.
Sit there,
the polyphony sucks though.
Right.
Right. Okay.
Yep, so that's my bit, so it's over to you guys now.
Right. Well, we're going to look
Things.
at. Well, we decided we're going to look at a few community projects today because it's been a while since we did a roundup. Magpie first. Let's have a look at the Magpie.
Yeah.
You've got the Magpie. We've got a few good mentions as well.
Veritable Raspberry Pi projects in there as well.
Cough.
Yeah, there's competition to win one of 5 sets of Raspberry Pi project kits. They are mighty fine
You
looking.
get all 3.
I don't know. What does it say? What does it say?
Yeah, so you get all 3 kits, and there's 5 sets.
Cool.
5 sets of 3 kits.
Yeah.
Slightly confusing, but yeah. We're not going to show it for too long because we want people to actually read the Magpie.
Yeah.
And if we just show it, then people are just going to enter the competition without actually reading it. So, it's really,
So what else is in there?
so there's a kind of quiz question that's fairly easy, as these things tend to be.
Mhm.
So if you want to enter that, then go for it. There's also mention of our
I love how
shiny,
Sandy sent over to us and then we
Yeah.
just bounced it back to Sandy.
our shiny kits. So a little feature about that. And then there's a few other. There's a review of Rainbow Hat as well.
Cool.
A very nice review of Rainbow Hat. Thank you.
Whoever did that.
Where is it?
Cool. Anyway, get the Magpie.
Yeah,
Beautiful
anyway,
print.
yeah, read it. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's cool.
And then also today we got our copy of the Tech North. Fastest 100 growing companies in the North. We're number 14, which is
14.
that's all right. That is. Yeah.
We're in the FTSE 100.
So yeah. Apparently
Oh,
Raspberry Pi
this-
stuff doing quite well.
Yeah,
Who'd have thunk it?
we're 29 places better than Skybet.
Yeah. So thank you all for supporting us there.
You keep
Skybet.
saying this. What is Skybet?
It's a betting company run by Sky.
You're giving them free advertising. Don't do that. Anyway, yeah. So we're happy about that.
Other betting sites are available, like Bet365, William Hill, Ladbrokes.
What was that one recently that was offering like loads of free spins and people were going to lie over it?
Anyway,
I don't know.
don't gamble, kids.
Okay.
So community stuff.
Let's start with. We've mentioned these before, but this is
Glorious.
DIY engineering. If you go to his site, he's got a list of all the tools he uses in his workshop, which is great for understanding how he broadcasts, sets up, and fabricates things. He did this a few weeks back, which was this beautiful. There you go. This beautiful wooden, kind of acrylic, plastic, fully machined thing. It's just amazing.
I always expected it to be like this big when I
No, it's just
first
handheld.
saw it,
So nice.
but then when you see
Yeah.
him holding it, it's a sensible size.
But then
That looks
Yeah,
nice.
the build video for it's amazing as well. It shows all the kind of CNC milling of the
this
enclosure.
is the
and
thing.
all that.
He shows the whole thing.
It's just amazing.
Yeah. But then he's done a more affordable version, which is it pops up on Reddit among other things, and I have no idea where the
Yeah.
video is now.
It was you had it just there.
I did it.
Yeah,
Where-
there it is.
where-
There
where-
it is.
there we are. Woo! This is made out of more kind of plastic and layered acrylic, and I think that's going for about $35. He was selling it for, again, similar size,
Finesse.
slightly different aesthetic, and he goes through the whole build again.
Sorry, obnoxious
Yeah.
speaker.
Anyway, I'm looking at the same video, I just didn't go far enough in. Because I'm an idiot. Anyway, there was more 3D printing there, and layers of acrylic and buttons, and it's not like $180, it's more like $35. And it's quite pretty looking, so we like that, that's great, check that out. What do we have next? We had a post on the forums where Paul came in with his partner and just came in to pick up an order and then mentioned that they were looking at upgrading their greenhouse automation. And we said, hey, nobody's done that with the automation vat yet. And so we kind of thrust one at him.
Automate stuff.
Yeah, could you please try that in the real world? Because we don't get to see the real world. And he's done an initial kind of write-up. And he's already got as far as testing the strength of the 0W, the wireless versus something like a Wemo. And then saying, actually, it's not strong enough and I'd like to point it in a direction. So he's going to try and solder an external antenna onto the Piade, which has been seen on a couple of forums.
Yeah, it's basically a UFL antenna.
Yeah.
So you solder the connector to the 0.
There just happens to be like a 0 ohm resistor in a convenient place.
Yeah. You have to flip at 90 degrees though.
Yeah, it's also way smaller than I imagined, because I said, I'm going to give this a try now. I've got some of the connectors ordered and on the way.
Yeah.
And I'm going to give it a try. But I picked up a 0W this morning and looked for the resistor, and it is smaller than a grain of rice small. It's almost non-existent small.
There's actually smaller ones.
Set myself up for a challenge. But
have you seen the really tiny ones?
There is, yeah.
Are you going to show it on the close-up here?
Yeah,
fleck of non-existent dust.
Let's get a live picture to give it the full fidelity.
So that the one.
Is it going to be able to even focus?
So I'm going to be able to even
By the
find
wireless.
them there.
Yeah, I've got it. Focus.
You got too much stuff in the background.
Camera's being too close for something.
Yeah.
Right, let's get this.
Left a bit.
Oh.
Other left. Oh, there we go.
It's the delay on the camera, so... right, so this, where it says USB there...
Just above the...
Oh, my finger's too big.
Above the S of USB.
Yeah, just to the left of that, there's a tiny little resistor there.
And you're supposed to get a UFL onto that.
So you basically have to flip that 90 degrees so it contacts that pad there, and then solder the connector across those two other pads.
Not even
there.
90, it's 45 as well, which makes it...
Yeah,
but it's 0 ohms, so you could just have a piece of wire.
Bodge wire or solder bridge.
The really tiny ones are those ones there. They're just insanely small.
They're the feed caps, aren't they?
Yeah. Look how small they are.
I'm amazed how close you're getting that to the camera with it still being focused. But
yeah. It's doing really well.
Just ridiculous. So I've clearly set myself up for a challenge.
Good, we'll see that on the future Bilge Tank. Yeah.
See, we can actually do some testing and see what the difference is as well.
Then there's also the cardboard cade.
Yeah, cardcade cropped up how long ago? Obviously the first post will tell us. Back in February.
Yep.
So this guy basically found a Piade project kit or Piade kit or something with all the buttons etc. in, and decided it would be a really great idea to build a Piade. And then someone got a bike delivered. If you've ever had a bike delivered or anything even remotely similar, it comes in this like double or even triple wall corrugated cardboard sort of insano corrugated cardboard that you can build houses out of almost.
Mm-hmm.
So he decided to turn that corrugated cardboard into an arcade cabinet, the design of which is here, and further down, luckily earlier today, or at least about 11 or 12 hours ago, he posted a final picture of it actually assembled, so these are the parts. You can see where this is going.
So has he hand cut all that then? Did he use that Stanley knife, or has he laser cut it?
Laser.
Yeah, it's
Laser cut.
Yeah. Corrugated cardboard actually tends to cut really well, it's just keeping it flat that's the problem.
And not on fire.
Yeah, fire's just part of the process.
So here it is assembled, and it's come out really nicely actually. It looks wooden, certainly in these pictures, and it seems really reasonably solid, and you can see along the edges now, maybe that's 4 layers of corrugated cardboard, isn't it? Or is it 3? So it's going to be pretty damn sturdy, even though it doesn't necessarily look it. But it does mention that it's just not strong enough to mount the screen of that size inside it. So,
but you can fix that with more cardboard. That's not a problem.
It's going to need to be something to mount the screen in, but otherwise it's coming along pretty well.
Yeah. So Tom Barnes is asking, the Piade has been out of stock for a while. Should I wait longer for a new one version? There's no new version planned yet. We're doing R&D on various things to mainly improve the console, and we're looking at new screens. We're looking at the 10-inch and 8-inch, but they're not proximal. They're not really close. The main thing keeping the Piade out of stock is just we got a lot of wholesale orders after Christmas, and they just sell really quickly when we get them in stock. So new stock will arrive from time to time, but it tends to go very quickly.
We can't make them fast enough.
We literally
it's a
can't
really
make them
fantastic
fast
problem
enough.
to have.
Yeah, and Adafruit just kind of
nom,
load every time. Yeah, so Piade will be coming back in stock from time to time. Sign up for the notifications, and then leap on them.
In the meantime, if you have any cardboard,
Yeah, get the Piade kit. Yeah, right.
Oh,
Simon Bugler.
this thing is beautifully
Yeah, we did-
fantastic.
I did,
Yeah.
I did ask Simon how his name was pronounced earlier. I don't know if he replied. Let me just have a look.
We
don't know if
it's
it's a-
fall down
we
on
don't
the
know if
side
it's-
of Bugler.
Bugler or Bugler. But,
I think Bugler.
let's see if Simon
Like Bueller. Yeah. Anyway, he built this thing to incorporate.
Bugler.
Yeah. He built this thing to incorporate an insane number of fats into one thing, and then chuck some kind of ultrasonics and a few kind of knobs and pods on it, just for good measure. Is it 5 fats on there?
I think so. Yeah.
From one device?
5 or 6. So he's got touch fat. He's got scroll fat HD. He's got a blinked on it. He's got
Yeah. So there's at least a 0W and a Pi 3 on there.
Is that a sense hat on the back of it as well?
Yeah.
Good grief.
There's a lot going on here. And everyone's been saying, wow, that's great.
Surface, there is a
Hopefully we might see it this weekend, I don't know.
Mm.
Down at Pi Wars. Pi Wars this weekend in Cambridge. Get down there if you can.
I think he's made the designs available for it as well. So
Yeah.
if you want it,
He's put the DXFs up online so you can go and make your own one of
Yeah.
these or play around with it. And that's just, yeah, we like custom interfaces. Friedrich van den Bosch,
ever
Who is
always
lovely chap. He's developed a GPIO button adapter, shim, which is elegant, neat, and goes in between a fat or hat and your Pi, and sticks some buttons outside with the GPIO.
It
Great.
could well be that if you do use a fat that doesn't have a reverse mount, well, most of ours do anyway, you can slot that down, you can slot your hat or fat down, and you can sandwich it thin enough that the buttons will stick out the front of your enclosure with the long buttons, which would be really cool, because you can
Yeah.
have a scroll fat HD on the front, for example, and the buttons slightly protruding out
Yeah.
the front of it, and all's nice to solder together.
So let's
and
mention-
get a little interface.
If you're up in Newcastle as well, Maker Faire UK's
Oh yeah,
It's a good weekend for making at any part of the country.
they're all
Sweet.
clashing.
Yeah. If you're in Maker Faire in Newcastle, check out the One Ring workshop where you kind of bang your own ring out of a piece of wire. They're lovely people, and it's a lot of fun and very
They are
exciting.
lovely.
do you have your ones
Yeah.
on?
No, I don't have them on. I lost one, so I've been a bit kind of edgy
Oh,
about
I've
wearing
got
them
my
for a
one.
bit.
So I made this one when I was in Berlin for Maker Faire Berlin last year.
Mm-hmm.
Also made a necklace for my wife back in. It was for Christmas, so it must have been. Was it beginning of December or something like
Yeah,
that? It was
something
in
like
the middle
that.
of December.
Yeah,
Anyway, yeah.
Cool.
Found 16mm versions of those buttons as well.
yeah. So Frederick's saying the longer ones come up to the level of the fat, and he's found some that just come a bit
Does
above
that
it.
is that the level of the fat if you have a header on the fat, or is that the level of fat if you solder it right down on top? Though
Questions.
because I would just sandwich it, solder it right down on top, and then have the buttons do things. I don't know what those things are yet, but they do things.
Cool.
It's important that they do things.
Yep. So we've got Tidy Hack here. Hey, you're on the PC. You should be doing this. I'm over here.
I'm on the PC here.
Delegation.
So the Piade is well known for its having to use a power source for the screen. I think we had a 12-volt screen.
Yep. Back in the day.
And the Pi
12
ran
inch.
at 5 volts. So a lot of people are having this trouble of, I need to carry around 2 power adapters. I don't want to make the Piade look messy. I want it all to be neat and tidy. At some point, these combi power adapters were suggested. I don't even know if this uses one, because I can't see one inside the box.
They might have found a 12-inch screen that uses 5 volts, but most of them do use 12 volts.
Yeah, there have been some combi power adapters found that will do. Strangely, will have a 5-volt rail and 12-volt rail, which is really useful for projects like this where you need those 2 voltages and you just want something to generate them.
Yeah, some
safe.
PC power supplies have got 12
ATX,
volts and
yeah.
5 volts, don't they?
Yeah.
The whole ATX power supply in the back.
You can get like I think we call
You get
them
the
Pico,
mini ITX ones, yeah, the Pico power.
Pico ITX.
Yeah.
Pico ITX.
Mhm.
Really more.
Which they're about the size of an ATX power header. With circuit board sticky on it.
The problem is you have to cut off like the Molex adapters and kind of like solder stuff together, so it's a bit fun.
Mm-hmm.
So this has got a on-off, illuminated on-off button and a barrel jack modded into the side of the Piade box.
Yep.
So that's really nice and neat and tidy. You can get in there easily. And then internally, I think right at the back there, a thing labelled CPT will be the power supply that's generating the 5-volt and 12-volt to power everything. It's just nice. It's good, and it makes for a well-finished Piade kit.
Sweet.
I'm gonna have to do that with my one because I've got
You're
the
feeling
12.
a bit
I've got the 12-inch display and I've got NeoPixels in it as well. So I think I've got a trinket that's running the NeoPixels, which has got one power supply. I've got the Pi itself, which has got a separate power supply, and then I've got a 12-volt power supply for the display. So I've got like 3 plugs that I've got to plug in for my Piade.
Mm-hmm.
It's worth noting, newer Piade screens are 5 volts, but they still benefit from being powered separately, because the Pi, when it's running emulators and running Piade at max volume, could be
audio,
a hungry hippo. So the more power you can get into that thing, the better. Really.
Yeah. A lot of the 18-inch screens will take 12 volts, but they run fine off 5 volts because they have a good wide kind of input. They'll take a good range of voltages. But we want 5 volts generally, where possible. I think we did try a 12-inch screen back when we could actually get 12-inch screens. We got them just about running on 5.25 volts, but they took something insane like 3 or 4 amps. So it was not pretty. I think at some point the power regulator would have gone kaboom.
Did you have a trade-off?
And turned into an indoor firework.
Because obviously Ohm's law.
Yeah. Well, Ohm's law and then just working at the edge of the envelope as well. It just got really inefficient.
That's the point, yeah.
Yeah.
Quite.
And then the final thing is something we've mentioned before is...
Yeah, lovely.
This is the Reddit post about using the mood light kit to tell your kid when it's okay to get up. So you've got a 3-year-old, you tell them don't get up before 6 a.m, and they don't know how to use Google Calendar and stuff.
I'll set myself a reminder on my iPhone.
Yeah, absolutely. Apparently they don't teach that when you're 3 years old these days. So they made the mood light kit, which looks a bit like a kind of nice fancy bulb, and it shows, let's have a look, it's right there in the post. Yellow for bedtime is coming.
Is there a picture as well?
Red light indicating you stay in bed or monsters will get you. And a green light indicating it's okay to get up.
Yeah, so like traffic lights.
Yeah. So there we go. It just, it's delegating bedtime.
And apparently it actually worked. Whether it still works now, I'm slightly sceptical because I know the way that 3-year-olds are. And they tend to do these kind of things for a couple of days and then kind of like
the novelty will
suss the whole thing out.
Well, that's good. They're developing them. At least then you know they're testing boundaries. And then you say, right, if the light breaks, you never get out of bed. That's where you live now. I'm going to import more monsters to keep you in bed.
I might try it.
Is this what you do with kids, right? That's how you raise them?
Yeah, it's probably best not to scare them like that. With
Not scar them for life?
Threats of monsters.
Do you
and
have
stuff
a morning
like
problem with them bursting into the room then?
Mm-hmm.
She tends just to kind of shout through to us like, "Mummy!" Hey!
That's efficient, isn't it? No bursting into the room, I'm just going to stay here and go, Mom!
Are you awake yet?
Oh! Hello,
yeah.
11! It's 11!
The small note there is that because it's red light, it's like a submarine, doesn't destroy your night vision. Which, obviously, you want to raise your kid like a submariner or, a tactical force. It's always, it's good for the future. Yeah. Apparently, what if they need to go to the toilet? It's not covered in the documentation.
That's what the yellow light is for.
Oh,
did you just close?
I did. Whoops.
Control Shift T.
Probably messed up now. That's
There
it.
we go. Up to now.
Just reopen all
Cool.
the tabs there.
Somebody mentioned this in chat, and we did notice this. IKEA is launching today in Sweden and the US, and sometime in April in the UK, its own smart lighting range, which comes with kind of a gateway, which is also a fader, and these smart bulbs. And I think a kit of kind of the gateway and 2 of the bulbs comes for about 40 quid.
$70 quid.
70 quid?
Yeah, 70 quid.
It's still kind of reasonable. But they have an app as well. But at the moment the app just goes, hey, where's the gateway?
Yeah, I mean,
And you go, can't get a gateway.
I think the gateway is the most expensive thing. It's probably like 50 quid of that 70 quid.
I think they were more like 30 for the gateway.
Were they?
It was significantly cheaper than
okay.
like an Amazon Echo Dot, but not as smart.
Because I thought a bundle of like a couple of bulbs was like 20 quid or something like that. But they basically have 2 different styles
Okay.
of
Plug in your gateway.
2 different styles of bulb.
Yeah. It's called a Trad Fry. Let me just give you a good look at that.
Plug in your gateway. It's interesting they've gone for the gateway choice versus just making the bulbs connect directly to your wireless network, which presumably is to curb the tide
Cost
of
control.
internet of junk.
Well, we found a thing that lets you emulate the Philips Hue with your Raspberry Pi.
Yeah, this is a thing called.
I wonder how long will it be before this is emulated then? And
Yeah.
what's the actual interconnect?
It's called Home Assistant. I mean, I guess the way, if you want to kind of debug exactly what it's doing, the way is basically just to sniff the packets that are coming out of it through because it's an Ethernet jack. So you plug it into your router with
See
an
what it's talking
Ethernet
to.
cable. So yeah, basically just sniff the packets that are coming out of it, and then you can
But
work out exactly what it's doing.
Home Assistant, you can just say make this thing behave like a Philips Hue.
Yeah.
So then you don't have to do all that fiddly implementation with the rest of the world and Google and Alexa. You just say your thing is a Philips Hue and use their infrastructure, obviously, which they'll be over the moon about. Yeah. So if you wanted to make your Raspberry Pi plug into all of that, there's one way. We'll cover that in future because we're getting increasingly interested in this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially when we get the IKEA lights.
Yeah. I'm going to be down there like I was with the Vaxa, just say, have you got it yet? Have you got it yet?
Yeah.
Check your computer says you have it.
Yeah.
And then people are just like going, yeah, get away from me, you freak, I'll go check. It only happens, yeah. Anyway, I think that's everything we got for this week. Sorry things are out of stock already. We hope to have more of the bonnet very soon, but I think it's been incredibly popular at Adafruit. But hopefully, as part of the kind of...
It is cute.
As part of the kind of Piade bonnet exchange program, we can get some more fairly easily.
It's dangerous to
go
go
on.
alone and take this.
Show that off.
Nice touch.
Show them the close-up.
Ooh.
So they
It's
built their
upside down.
silk game.
Is that upside down? Yeah, it's upside down.
If you look at the Adafruit new
quite
products this week, they give us a nice call out on the Speak Fat Silk and say we've encouraged them to raise their game on the bonnet. So that's good.
But they've done a really nice job on this one. It looks nice.
Yeah.
It's very reminiscent of an old NES controller or SNES controller.
With kind of the same ergonomics.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah. It's kind of the form defines the function. What are you going to do? It's cute.
Yeah, quite.
Right, that's everything for this week. Tune in next week when we hope to be back to our regular time and hopefully have some stuff to show off from Pi Wars.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You're going to report in the field.
Yeah.
This
I
is
hear the
Bilge
meat
Tank
wagon.
Wars.
I hear the meat wagon is coming, so yeah.
We've got
Madcap sprint out.
We've just got to tune out now. Yeah. Right, take care, and thanks for sticking with us while we randomly talk about stuff and make Sandy do things.
And don't forget to
Like,
comment
and subscribe.
Subscribe.
Yay.
That's